We are those of Kuo, and we are grateful for this auspicious and well-earned interaction. We are adjusting our signal as this instrument is quite we are finding a far more acceptable transmission. Bandwidth, and we again say, we are those of Kuo, and we greet you and welcome you on this auspicious occasion that this group has worked tirelessly towards. We are so grateful to be able to connect and express our understandings of the unity of all things, and we hope that you would do us the kindness of always using your skillfully developed discernment to take on the most important parts of what we transmit and realize that not all of it could be expressed for you. But we hope that with this done, we can guide and aid you all in seeking the everlasting questions that we have a maybe broader perspective on. We thank you so much for this opportunity, and we ask if there is any queries we could answer at this time.
Yes, I have a query for you. Could you elaborate on the most efficient uses of a pyramid shape as a permission slip or tool in our current time frame in what we are perceiving as fourth density Earth?
We thank you, my brother. This is a most intriguing line of questioning that we hope to give a slightly altered understanding to. In previous contacts with those of Ra and in a broader sense, the slow understanding of the technological basis of the ancient monuments spread across your globe. Both have given pieces of this information, we create this instrument, have given pieces of information to do with these structures. The structures themselves were picked and utilized because of their perfect ability to structure the upspiring light of the Creator's energy, of the infinite energy of the Creator. The channeling of that light through the structure allows controlled separation and unification of those energies into an upward spiral that is very useful for adept work at many layers of development. Therefore, before you had the advantage of dual activation that many have now. These levels of consciousness could be met and raised inside these structures. The same is true today, but your physical forms are now changed in a way that these would only ever be tools they have the potential to still show adepts many things. But we hope to show you that the real wonder is in structure itself. And the convenient shape of the pyramid is convenient in that specific way of controlling the upward spiral. If you were to look into and study the same movements of light through other shapes, such as the cone or the Macabre, as it has been called, you will find that there are many different ways to utilize and move the Creator's light. The experimentation with how structure helps the flow of the universal energies in this way will show you many new things, but it should be prudent to take each step slowly and cautiously as you explore. The manipulation of these energies in that way has the potential of overstimulating and damaging the subtle receptors built into your nervous system that respond to the energetic spirals produced by this pyramid effect. We hope this has given you some things to think about, my brother.
Yes, thank you. I have a follow-up. Is there currently a geometric shape that is better adapted than a pyramid at this time on Earth as a use for a meditative tool that would do the controlled separation and unification of energies that may be more adept at this time for humans?
We are those of Crow. And we would say that in answering your query, understanding how structure is universally used as a way of patterning the infinite energies that exploring how different shapes manipulate the energy in different ways will show you lots of new fertile ground. But the pyramid will always be the incredible tool that it is. So, by learning its uses, you will better understand other energy flows, like those that flow through the vessels that you embody. It can be seen as a very similar system to a pyramid, and this may be why it is preferred in meditative tasks. We would say to keep an open mind and find what shapes you react to best. Does this help, my brother?
Yes, thank you. One more additional thing. Could you explain the difference in effect that a singly activated human would have compared to a dual activated human when utilizing the pyramid as a meditative tool for assistance?
Thank you, my brother, and we shall attempt to clarify. Many humans born at this time, a majority in fact, are in dual activated bodies, but have not awakened their abilities to utilize the beautiful mechanics you have hidden inside. But without that dual activation, reaching the higher chakras is very difficult and requires very specific harmonic alignment. You who have been born in this time do not need the same environmental conditions in order to activate higher vibrational abilities. So the using of a pyramidal structure was almost a necessity for seekers at the time when they were envisioned and created. Whereas now, you have the King's Chamber inside you, and the same work of awakening and self-realization can be done without the vibrational controls that the pyramid provides. As we have said, learning effective, adept use of these structures can still be advantageous and help to accelerate a seeker's interaction with the upward spiring lights, although the necessity for it to activate and align the mind, body, spirit is no longer a we apologize. We are those who cry. This instrument is we apologize. We are those who cry. We believe that we have answered your statement, and we would ask if there is another channel who would like to accept our transmission for a brief time.
Greetings. We are again with this instrument. We are those known to you as the principle of Quo. We bring glad tidings to you through this vessel and continue in the offering of ourselves to be of service. We would ask if there are any other queries on the heart of this circle.
Thank you. Well, I'm curious as to what happened to the previous instrument, Ed, and if there's anything that we should be aware of to offer aid or to better enhance the channeling for the future. Thank you.
We are those of Quo, and we thank you, our brother, for your heartfelt concern and your conscientiousness. We perceive your brother and our brother to be well. However, experiencing intense energetic fluctuations, not of a negative nature, and somewhat of a catalytic experience overall with the receiving of our transmission. all is well. It is not to be seen as a negative event if an instrument should pause in its transmission, nor is it odd for the contact to transfer from one instrument to another. This, as many of you will come to find when you open your own channels to transmit our words, you will see this waning of signal and transferring of contact to be natural. Our vibration may take some adjusting to, so this is also reason for a pausing of the transmission and a sending of it to the next available channel. Does this satisfy the query?
Yes, thank you, Quill. And I look forward to the day that I can channel and experience and understand this perspective. I do have a question, um, if I may.
You
Different
may.
topic. Thank you. The different topic is something I've been thinking about today and maybe recently. Um, when we as souls decide on our incarnate experience for the next lifetime, do we come up with different specific lessons to learn for this lifetime? Is it more than one lesson, or is it simply a matter of making that choice um, in terms of polarization? Or, yeah, I guess that's my question, if that makes sense. Thank you.
We thank you for the query, and we believe we understand the context and insight you wish to gain on this process. There are what this instrument calls themes that are assigned for the incarnation to come. These themes have within them the lessons, as you mentioned, and it is a rough blueprint for the ideal evolutionary outcomes the soul will experience once incarnate. However, though themes and lessons planned within the themes are set, the incarnate still has the freedom and is exposed to an environment that will allow those lessons and themes to manifest in a variety of ways. So there is a rough and fixed framework, but there is what we would call wiggle room as far as how the actual events play out within the incarnation's experiences. For example, there are many ways to explore the theme of perseverance and many ways to, under the theme of perseverance, learn the lesson of perseverance within, perseverance through the dynamic of other selves, and perseverance through the dynamic of external catalytic events affecting the incarnate. Beneath these themes and the lessons nested or fixed beneath them like an umbrella, there is the polarity, the vibration of the polarity that will sway the outcome of themes and lessons. For perseverance as a theme and its lessons looks very different to the soul that is service to others. This same theme and lesson will play out differently for one who is service to self truly. Does this satisfy the query?
Thank you. That was a great answer, and I have a follow-up. So from that answer, I am understanding that, we can learn. There are lessons, themes, and my question is, if one has a free will to avoid learning the lessons or experiencing the themes, is that something that can cause you to, reincarnate and go through again to learn that lesson? Yes. If we miss lessons, do we reincarnate until we learn that lesson? Thank you.
We thank you, our brother. And we would say that themes or themes and lessons that are, for whatever reason, not experienced to the intensity that the incarnate intended before the moment of inspiriting, these will in some form continue on in the next incarnation. For the nature of the mind, body, spirit totality, what you call the higher self, is to expand in specific ways that it perceives itself to require in order to expand and evolve and move closer to that union with intelligent infinity proper. And so there will be a repeating. And we will add, even if an incarnation should complete its lessons, its themes, in a satisfactory manner, in that it enriches and grows the soul in the way that the mind, body, spirit totality desired, there will still be another incarnation to further even that so-called success, to take it to new heights. For example, one incarnation, if the lesson of forgiveness of self, if this is achieved to an intense degree, the higher self will still produce yet another incarnation and bring this theme forward yet again, so that the lesson of forgiveness of self may advance to an even greater degree of intensity. And within that theme and that lesson, there may be forgiveness of other selves in one incarnation. Perhaps the incarnate, after many years of struggle and pain, decided to forgive the absent father or the abusive mother. Perhaps this took almost their entire life to finally learn the lesson of forgiveness of other self. Then, in the preceding incarnation, the higher self may desire for a more intense and rapid saturation is the word we wish to use, though we struggle to apply it to your grammar. The saturation point of forgiveness of other selves is desired to be reached in a more rapid form. If this manifests in the next incarnation, it may be that you only took half of your incarnation to find the forgiveness of other selves, rather than almost all of it. May we provide more clarity on this?
Thank you, Quote. Thank you so much. I don't have any further questions on this topic, so I appreciate it, and I'll allow others to ask their questions. Thank you.
We thank you.
I have one question. Is there anything we can do individually or collectively, specifically, to assist the instruments and the supporters with maintaining and expanding the contacts that we have made?
We are those of Quo, and we receive the query. We perceive that you all are doing the best that you can, with a sense of sincerity and dedication. And this is all that is truly required, a sincere and dedicated commitment to the members of this circle and to the contact itself. We know that each of you is experiencing much catalyst and your own themes and the lessons under those themes, and that you continue to face them and use your teach learnings to navigate them. We would call this doing the work of the inner being. This is the main foundation for the support of the circle, the continuing of the development of the self, of the healing of the self, of the facing of catalyst, processing, and balancing the ways that you live and think and do on your own time, so to speak, are what supports the harmony and longevity of the circle of this contact. How you expand your abilities, metaphysically speaking, is also your choice. And we make no suggestions other than meditation in the silence. But we feel that you are all making great progress. Does this satisfy the query?
Yes, thank you very much.
We thank you. If there are no other queries, we will step to the side, so to speak, and allow our brothers and sisters of Latos to be with you for a few moments. We thank you all for your presence, for your beingness, for your curiosity and tenacity expressed in this seeking in your own endeavors. We love you and we are with you always. We are those of Qo, leaving you in the light and the love of the one infinite creator. Adonai, Vasu, Ragas. We are those of Latos, greeting you in the love and light of the one infinite creator. We are pleased to be with you for this most humble of services that we wish to offer. That is the sharing of our vibration among you all, that you may receive what you are meant to receive, that you may begin to strengthen and enliven your blue ray to greater degrees of intensity, and perceive and transmit our words, if that is what comes to you. We ask simply that you relax and open the mind. And if you perceive our words after the challenging, speak freely and do not worry if it is only one word or only one sentence. We are those of Latos, and we transfer among you now. We thank you, our dear family, for the time and hearts shared with us. We ask that you call us to join you in your meditations whenever your heart is moved to do so, and we will be with you. We leave you now, where we shall always find you, in the light and the love of the one infinite Creator, Adonai.